Hello, this is Kevin Kaiser, and today I'm going to talk about reverse osmosis in the water filtration industry. Any of the salespeople that I work with in Nalco have gone through similar training to understand the basics of osmosis and reverse osmosis so that they can sell our products and technologies to our customers. We're going to discuss osmosis and the definition of osmosis and what is meant by reverse osmosis. Then we'll look at some of the practical uses of RO and where it occurs in everyday life. Osmosis is a naturally occurring phenomena that takes place in trees and plants, among other things. And liquids with varying concentration on opposite sides of a semi-permeable membrane will transport water from the lower concentration to the higher concentration until reaching equilibrium. The result is a measurable rise in that water level on the concentrate side, and that measurable rise is called the osmotic pressure. This is how trees get water from the roots to their upper branches. We overcome that osmotic pressure of liquid by applying pressure to the concentrated side to force water back across the membrane and create a pure water. So the pure water is transported across the membrane and the concentrate water is retained by the membrane. That's what reverse osmosis is. So what do we mean by purifying water? The RO purifies water by removing the salt content. The salt content is the dissolved minerals in the water that typically is measured by total dissolved solids or conductivity. So the RO will typically reduce the salt content or conductivity by 99% or more, which means that the salt passage from the RO system would be 1% or less. If you take water in the Atlanta area, for instance, that might have a measurable salt content of 500 TDS, the RO system would reduce that TDS to 5 or less. So now you have an understanding of RO and what purification is. So let's talk about where that is applied. The beverage and bottling industry is probably the most well-known use of RO, and the bottled water that's labeled as purified is usually made from reverse osmosis. And that's different from spring water, which is filtered without altering the mineral content. RO is also used in many industrial plants or processes that require high purity water. The power industry is a good example that uses RO in plants to prepare water for making steam at very high pressure, up to like 1500 psi. The municipal water plants are also another good example that use RO to produce drinking water for their communities. You find RO in many communities in Florida and Texas and California where the groundwater is not suitable for drinking because it's too salty. Processing the water by RO helps produce water that meets water of drinking water quality that's set by government standards. So a good example of this is the city of Harlingen, Texas, that struggled with their economy until they built an RO plant that now produces up to about 10 million gallons of water every day. Their economy struggled until they put in that plant, and now that water available has attracted industry and people moving to the community and really revived their economy as a result. So you could say that even without RO, in the United States, we have the best drinking water in the world. So is it really any wonder that we have the largest economy? That might be something that you could argue, but it could be related.